Hi and welcome back to the channel. In this video I would like to show you how I solved my issue with leaking sprinkler valves using a master electric ball valve. We have 10 different zones in our sprinkler system, 5 for the rock garden and 5 for the lawn. Out of those 10 different zones, it seems that one or more of the valves are always leaking. They just won't close properly. For us, this means that water is slowly leaking out of the system, and being on a well pump, it means that our pump is cycling on and off to maintain the pressure. This is obviously a very bad thing for the pump and will shorten the life of the pump. But even if you're on a municipal system, this type of situation is not ideal. Today, I'm going to solve the problem by installing a master electric ball valve in the system. The solution that I came up with is to use an electrically operated ball valve on the main line into the sprinkler system. Unlike the finicky solenoid-based valves used for each zone, a ball valve will not leak when it closes. In my situation, my sprinkler controller for each zone is in the house, but my main line going into the sprinkler system is from my well pump, which is several hundred feet away. So for me, I'm going to use a timer module to control the ball valve. Every situation is different, but if your sprinkler controller is located near your main line going to all your zones, then it should be easy enough to connect that ball valve directly to your sprinkler controller. I know that many different sprinkler controllers have a zone called master, which will turn on when any of the other zones are activated. The solution that I came up with is to add an electrically operated ball valve to the system. That's this unit here. It's a 12-volt ball valve, and it's motorized to open and close the ball valve. Powering the entire solution is a standard switching power supply. This one is rated at 12 volts, 2 amps output, and it will take anywhere from 100 to 240 volts input. Driving the solution is this timer unit. It allows for several different schedules to be set up, but I'm just going to have the one schedule where it turns on and off every day at the same time. And it's basically 12 volts in, and it's got a single pole, single throw relay for the output. And that's not enough to be able to open and close the control valve, which requires basically powering two different wires, one to open and one to close. So in order to do that, the relay on the timer unit activates this separate relay, which is a double pole, double throw relay. And that's the one that will apply power either to open the valve or to close the valve. And I've got a fuse in line here to handle any kind of short circuits without causing any damage to the system. I don't know how well you can see this, but I'm going to manually turn on the unit. So we can see on the timer unit that there's an LED indicator that it's active, and we can see on the double pole double throw relay, it might be hard to see, but there is a little green LED in there indicating that it is active, and then of course the electric ball valve is open. So if I go and turn it off, we can see that the ball valve is closed. The timer indicates such, and so does the relay. water comes from a well. It's 200 feet deep, and as you can see, it's located quite far from the house. It's a constant pressure system, and the controller is in that gray case, watertight case. And you can see the pressure tank down there and the plumbing. And let's go down. I think I'll probably put some wire tie or cable strap of some sort to hold this up so it's a little more level. But yeah, that's the control valve in place now. And I put my drain pipe out here on the other side of the valve. Probably should be on this side, except I'm tired of it being too close to the wall, so I want it more out where I can easily get the bucket underneath it, because we do drain the system every fall to make sure that there's no water in it over the winter so it doesn't freeze and burst. Okay, now we get to turn it on and check for leaks. Start by turning off the drain and then opening up the main valve for the sprinkler. That looks good. I'm going to manually override the timer to open the valve. And we can see a drop, and the pump turns on to build up pressure within the irrigation system. Perfect. I hope that the sound in this video is okay, because I'm recording in the shop because it's so windy out today. There's actually a storm watch in effect and the trees are blowing like crazy. These are the instructions that came with the timer module. They're not the clearest. It looks like a poor translation from Chinese to English. However, there are not that many buttons on the module, so it is pretty straightforward to figure out once you start playing with it. The two most important features are to set the time and then set your on and off program. To set the time, it's a matter of holding the button that's got a clock symbol on it while pressing either the hour or minute buttons to increment the hours and minutes. And then to set the on and off time, it's a matter of pressing the P button, the program button, and then cycling through the different settings there. And it is fairly intuitive in terms of enabling it for all 7 days of the week to turn on at one time and off at another. The timer module, relay, and ball valve were all purchased from Amazon. I will include links in the description for the particular components that I purchased.